我让我男朋友叫了我检查完之后，我再也不学了。哎，你呀，那不会编程吗？你应该会编程。我大学的时候学过编程。
On that early morning, stealth, along with F-16s, F-15s, held the whole damn Air Force, destroyed Iraq's Air Force and defensive measures along the Persian Gulf and Kuwait, allowing the Marines to advance northward and start taking out Iraq's army. The light show of launches and impacts was just surreal, such violence but also such beauty at the same time. It will stick in my head forever. After shock and awe was over, tankers were a permanent fixture inside Iraq's borders. With little to no air force, and hardly any small arms to reach us, we flew over the country with ease, allowing us to get right above the F-16s, F-15s, and A-10s performing bombing runs or patrol missions. All they needed to do was simply refuel with the tanker flying 10,000 feet above them instead of flying 50 to 100 miles away from their patrol areas to get gas. F-15E Strike Eagle drivers recorded record flight hours during this time frame because of the continuous 24/7 support from tankers performing combat missions directly over the conflict zone. The only time someone tried to take a shot at us while in Iraqi airspace was when we dropped down below 15k feet to refuel the heavily loaded A-10s. We would give them the gas they needed to get back into the port and then we would climb back up to our tracks at 25k feet. They tried to hit us but they always missed, and when they did fire, the A-10s would rip away and unleash hell on them. We would take all the jets' bulletproof vests that were attached to the parachutes and lay them down in the blue just in case small arms, AAA, and pads got lucky. It was probably more great for peace of mind than anything else. Confessions of a USAF KC-135 flying gas station boom operator. 6-band. Secret aircraft need gas too. Secret aircraft need gas too. And they get it at the hands of qualified booms sitting in the back of KC-10 and KC-135 tankers just like the rest of the unclassified fleet does. But the process is a little different. Edwards AFB has 2 refueling squadrons, although I only know of 1 KC-135 they actually own, although it may be more now. The squadrons are the 445th Flats Active Duty and the 370th Flats Guard.
Yeah?
The 445th supports all experimental aircraft testing while the 370th supports all developmental aircraft testing, but they both can share aircraft and crews, depending on mission needs and workload. These squadrons do not organically provide enough aerial refueling capability to meet testing demands, so Edwards AFB calls for active and guard refueling squadrons from all over the US to go there for 2-week TDY's temporary duty assignments. Usually these include 2 jets and crews, except during busy times, like when a new aircraft is in full developmental testing mode, such as the F-22 in the late 90s and early 2000s or the F-35 today. My first TDY to Edwards was in the early 2000s and my last was in 2006. We belonged to the 445 FLTS during our time there, and you have to have a top secret clearance, not an interim clearance. All booms have top secret clearances or interim clearances for SIOP purposes. When we left our home base, we were expecting to be there for F-22 support, at least that's what our paperwork said. But when you get there, it's hit or miss what you actually get to refuel. If your flight plan is going into the box area tracks restricted airspace surrounding Area 51, most likely you are going to have security with you, but not always, and most likely you're going to see something maybe a few dozen people have seen before, depending on the compartmentalization of the project. It is very exciting to see what actually shows up on the boom, to say the least. These 2-week missions consisted of flying every morning or night for around 3 to 4 hours and culminated with leaving on the second Friday, heading back to our home base. If you were one of the lucky ones to see a black project, then the 445th Squadron Commander-in-Chief boom operator gave you the infamous Tanker Black World patch. It's also known as a Friday or Morale patch. I got mine in 2002 as a
kind of coffee. We have iced coffee, caramel hazelnuts, and vanilla, sugar-free, and vanilla.
Caramel for me?
Coffee.
No, ice. No.
Mic check 1 2.
Congratulations. You reject the good enough. You reject words like symbolism and postmodernism. Obsolescence is not part of your vocabulary. Every night, every day, every step of the way. The diktat of fashion. The agenda of the color wheel. Gone. It takes more than a pretty face to catch your attention. I repeat. It takes more than a pretty face to catch your attention. Good. That is very good. We are source decoded. For you. For the most perfect moisturizer. The most advanced cosmetic lineup. Scientifically proven, scientifically tested. For you.
Congratulations. Calibration completed.